My name is George Thompson, I'm 45, and I've been grinding away in the heart of Oklahoma for as long as I can remember. I run a small plumbing business out of Tulsa, fixing everything from leaky faucets to busted sewer lines. Life had fallen into this predictable groove, tied down by a marriage to Lisa that started with fireworks but fizzled into routine after 18 years. We shared a cozy ranch-style house on the outskirts, but her late nights at the accounting firm and my emergency calls left us more like roommates than lovers. I never imagined a routine service call would flip my world upside down and spark something wild and real. It all started with a dispatch from my office girl about a clogged drain in a suburban neighborhood. With rain pounding the plains, it was urgent. No one wants a flooded basement. I expected some retired couple, but when the door swung open, there was Mia, calm and captivating, with a smile that lit up the dim hallway and eyes like deep amber pools. She moved with this quiet grace, her laugh light, but laced with a hint of something unspoken. A simple silver bracelet dangled from her wrist, and I figured she was divorced or widowed, raising a kid on her own. The job was straightforward at first, snaking the pipes in her kitchen while we chatted about the weather and local high school football. But her gaze lingered a second too long, and I felt a pull I hadn't in years. The next day, I returned with parts for a full replacement, and she handed me a steaming cup of joe, black like I liked it, then stepped back to let me work. By noon, she appeared with iced tea and turkey clubs, and that's when the conversation deepened. She listened to my stories of midnight floods and quirky clients, but when I asked about her, she deflected with a teasing grin. Over the following days, our paths kept crossing in that small-town way. I met her daughter, Sophie, a spunky 8-year-old with pigtails and a killer arm for softball. Mia's face softened into pure joy when Sophie accidentally beamed my truck with a stray ball. We bumped into each other at the hardware store, the diner downtown, and even at the community park where Sophie had practice. Each encounter fanned a flame, me checking my phone for no reason, ditching dinner with Lisa to chat a little longer. The turning point came on a sticky afternoon after I'd cleared her backyard line. Mia brushed by me in the tight laundry room, her scent of lavender and fresh linen hitting me like a summer breeze. Sophie was at a sleepover, and what began as a grateful squeeze turned electric. Her lips found mine, soft yet insistent, her hands sliding up my arms as if she'd been waiting. I kissed her back, pulling her close, the world shrinking to the rhythm of our breaths. It was wrong, but it felt like coming alive, tangled on her living room floor, whispers turning to sighs. Guilt hit hard on the drive home, but so did the craving. Lisa sensed the shift, my absent stares, the cold shoulder, but I brushed it off, the deception gnawing at me. We met again under the pretense of a warranty check, ending up in her garage, her body pressing against mine, murmuring, "This is crazy." Even as she held on tighter, the madness grew, a fever I couldn't shake. Every stolen moment with Mia felt like stealing breath after years underwater. We'd sneak lunches at a creekside picnic table, her fingers brushing mine as we split a basket of fries, her laugh warming me more than the Oklahoma sun. She'd talk about Sophie's latest antics or the bookstore she managed downtown, but never her past, not yet. I'd ramble about busted pipes and quirky clients, anything to keep her smiling. Nights when Lisa thought I was on a late call, I'd be at Mia's, her head on my chest as we lay on her old quilt under the stars, confessing dreams we'd shelved, hers of traveling to Paris, mine of building a cabin by a lake. But the lies piled up like unpaid bills. Lisa caught the scent of lavender on my jacket one evening, her eyes narrowing as she asked, "Where you been, George?" I mumbled about a client's fancy soap, but her silence screamed louder than words. The truth clawed its way out a week later when she found a text I hadn't deleted, Mia's simple, "Miss you," glowing like a neon sign. The fight was brutal, all raised voices and shattered trust. "Who is she?" Lisa demanded, and I spilled everything, the words heavy with shame but oddly freeing. By morning, we were talking lawyers and splitting assets, the life we'd built crumbling like dry Oklahoma clay. Mia became my anchor after that, No more sneaking around, just us, raw and real. She opened up about her scars. Her husband, Tom, killed in a car wreck 4 years back, leaving her to raise Sophie alone. That silver bracelet? His last gift, worn like a quiet vow. I didn't push her to take it off. I just held her when the grief hit, her tears soaking my shirt as we curled up on her couch, her fingers tracing my knuckles like a lifeline. Our worlds wove tighter. I'd fix a leak at her place, then stay to grill burgers with Sophie, her giggles filling the backyard as she begged me to pitch for her batting practice. Mia's sleepy morning smiles over coffee became my fuel, her lips grazing my cheek with a soft, "You make this feel like home." Sophie started calling me Coach George after I helped at her games, her trust stitching us into something solid. As fall painted the Tulsa skies in oranges and golds, our little trio found its groove. Mia and I turned her modest split level into our shared haven, me moving in with a truckload of tools and a heart full of hope. Sophie's room stayed sacred, but we added touches like a new swing set in the yard, where she'd holler for Coach George to push her higher, her peals of laughter chasing away any lingering doubts. Mia's bookstore shifts meant I'd pick Sophie up from school, helping with homework over PBJs, her small hand in mine as we tackled math problems that made me feel like a hero. But life wasn't all smooth pipes. Mia's grief ebbed and flowed like the Arkansas River after a storm. One crisp evening, as we sat on the porch with mugs of hot cider, she twisted that silver bracelet, eyes distant. "Tom would have liked you," she whispered, a tear slipping free. I pulled her close, my chin on her head, murmuring, "He'd want you happy, Mia. We all deserve that." We talked through it, her opening up about the lonely nights post-accident, me sharing how my marriage to Lisa had starved my soul. Those vulnerable hours deepened us, leading to slow dances in the kitchen to old country tunes, her body melting into mine, kisses that started tender and built to fire. Romance bloomed in quiet ways. Surprise notes in my lunchbox, her "I love you," scrawled in steam on the bathroom mirror. I'd come home to her in my flannel shirt, nothing else, pulling me into bed with a wicked grin. "Missed you all day," she'd say, her nails raking my back as we lost ourselves, the world fading to gasps and shared breaths. Sophie caught us once, mid-hug, and just beamed. "You guys are gross but cool." Challenges hit, like Lisa's bitter calls over custody of our old dog or Sophie's questions about her dad. We navigated with honesty, family therapy sessions turning tears to triumphs. By winter's first snow, we were unbreakable. Christmas morning, under a twinkling tree, Sophie unwrapped a puppy while Mia slipped a ring on my finger, a simple band etched with "forever." "Marry me, George?" she asked, eyes shining. I knelt, pulling out my own box. "Only if you'll have me." Now, as spring thaws the ground, we're planning a backyard wedding, barbecue, boots and all. Mia's my spark, Sophie's my bonus kid, and this life? It's the fix I never knew I needed. Whole, healed, and hopelessly in love.